Hey y'all, welcome back to the ranch. I'm Jared Paul, and today I get to show you the completed, well, at least stage one of the recycled greenhouse. Excited about that. And I have a few different tree projects in mind, so I haven't decided which one we're going to do. But you'll know based on the title of this video. So here we go. So it's got a double entry. So you enter through the garage, close the garage behind you, you know, winter, stuff like that. And then I have electricity in here. So it'll be easy to use space heaters or whatever I decide. And boom, boom. So wanted it to all be on the same height, but this was a 96-inch window. And so just controlling it was very difficult, let alone raising it. I think it had to go up 16.5 inches or something. So I'll either find something, maybe a piece of plexiglass to fill the hole. I'll figure that out. But stage one's done with what I have, and I'm pretty pleased with it. It seems like it'll be roomy enough to get to make it worth my while. And since zero cost went into it, just some sweat equity and $6.49 on some screws. Here we go. So first stage is done. I'll probably backfill it in more and then surround the base with this bark mulch on the outside to prevent if there's any drafts or gaps or anything like that. Yeah, so feels good to be done with the first portion though, because I gotta tell you, it was difficult to maneuver with those big windows. My buddy never panned out, so that was a solo mission. So a few days work, got it done. So whatever tree I've chosen, that's what's coming up on today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai. All right, y'all, so just making my way around the yard, seeing what needs tidying. I was admiring how the goldenrod has grown up and blocked one side of visual on the chickens. And then we have our natural growing grapevine going over the roof. More goldenrod around the side, and then I wouldn't mind not having all of the wildflowers that grew up in my Yamadori raised tree bed here, but it is what it is. Covers the chickens up, and come spring they'll all be dead anyway, so I'll be able to see what I've got. So over here I had done hundreds of cuttings of Rose of Sharon and Forsythia and some Fraser fir. I think I definitely saw Rose of Sharon take, and I think a few Forsythia, maybe even Fraser fir, which would be cool because I only have the big one of that. And then over here, I can't even believe the growth on this maple. Look at the size of these leaves. Holy cow. And let's see, my arm extended up. That's, I don't know, maybe 8 feet tall. It is built up a little bit, but still tons of growth from where I chopped it and dug it up this May, I believe is when I did it. Yeah, middle of May. So this is where it got chopped, and this is all new. And then right next to it, not as drastic, smaller leaves even. Looks, could be different species. Yeah, probably a different species. I gotta be careful with all the bee activity. I'm allergic to some of them. And like the Forsythia, the ones that I dug up, not the ones that are just being grown from cuttings, they're looking healthy. So yeah, that's what we're gonna prune up today. We're gonna get to these maples. So notice here, this is my basically untouched trident maple. Maybe a few branches over the few years have broken off here or there or something, but this one did not grow this year much at all. I tripled the size of its pot, but I didn't really mess with the roots, so I don't know. Just a really slow growth here, but I've noticed that across the board up on my trident maples. Obviously, bonsai should grow slower, but for the rapid growth of those maples, as opposed to this one that wasn't even, like, didn't have to survive a digging up and pruning, which those Yamadori ones did, for them to kick off that much growth, and this one basically just to kick out growth. not much vertical or horizontal, just kind of it leafed out. But it does have some beautiful small leaves, so I guess that's why it's so popular for bonsai. So I'm gonna go get my pruners, set up the tripod, and we're gonna prune up those 2 maples. All right, so I know traditionally the goal to having your trees planted in the ground as opposed to in pots is to accelerate the rate at which they could put size on the trunk. But since this one already has a nice trunk but just lack of branches, it pretty much has one coming off the back and then these 2 that grew from the first chop. So that's what I'm looking for. So looking for some branching. Since there's some grow season left, I figure this is a good time to give this a chop. So I'm just going to take... Hey, Carl. Damn, boy. Yeah. Sorry for my armpits in the camera, y'all. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. Which I am dealing with interior pruners here for real. They are terrible. And they actually cut. You usually like clip your hand in it too. Jeez. I'm gonna come back with like a little saw. That's just sloppy. Alright, that one's better. Crazy branches right there. Okay. Same thing over here. It's great that the weed that's right here has big prickers on it too. That's fun. Alright, same with that. So I just basically took off a double apex on both of them. They're just streaming to grow straight up. It's interesting. Usually don't see maples just straight up like that. Alright. So here we go. We got the boom boom. Look at that trunk in there. It's nice. So hopefully we get some branching to come off of there. And then right next to it, a nice one. Little natural bend in that trunk. That's cool. And the smaller leaves already. So I'll probably leave the one on the left here as a larger size bonsai, since it naturally wants to have big leaves. And then this one I'll probably, I don't know, go like medium with it. All right, Carl is driving me insane, so probably driving you insane. Carl, you're lucky my wife loves you. So let's just take a quick peek on our way out how this greenhouse is gonna look. We can visualize when it has a roof. I'm thinking clear plastic, and it has like those ribs in it coming down and come right under the peak where the peak meets the house, and then out to the top of the greenhouse, and that should prevent any leaking like that. And with the clear roof, I could double down. Plastic sturdy enough for snow, but not like mega heavy. So that's gonna do it for today's episode of Jarhead Bonsai, y'all. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Not much bonsai work, but just wanted to show you the progression that's always going on here at the ranch. Always something to do. And I'm always picking crazy projects. So with that being said, hope you all have a great weekend. From my family to yours, cheers.